Welcome to 4C number 3. So again, this is very similar. This is the same worksheet, just different numbers. We need more practice on 4C. Writing equations given 2 points. So the first thing we're going to do here is we are going to find the slope between the 2 points. And slope, remember, slope is our m. So our equation is m equals the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I always put parentheses around my y2 and y1, x2 and x1. And you might be like, where are those? What are those? Well, what those are, the x1, y1, x2, y2, we have our coordinates, x, y, and xy. Now, I might say, look at the x value, and you don't know which one I'm talking about. I could be talking about 1 or 3. So we have to be very specific. I'm going to say my first coordinate here is my first, because it came first. Second one, the second. All right. So now if I say look at your x2, you know I'm saying look at 1. Or if I say look at your y1, now you say I'm saying look at negative 4. So when we substitute these in, I have y2, which is 2, minus y1, which I have labeled as negative 4, over x2, which is 1, subtract from the formula, x1, which is 3. Now let's just simplify this. So I have 2 subtract the negative 4. Opposite of negative 4 is plus, so that's 2 plus 4 is 6. And then 1 minus 3 is negative 2. 6 divided by negative 2 is negative 3. So our slope is negative 3. Awesome. So from this we know our slope is negative 3. Next we are going to pick a point. So choose a coordinate, a point, and use the slope. So choose a point, use the slope in y equals mx plus b. All right, so I'm going to look at 3, negative 4, and 1, 2, and I figure out which coordinate do I like better. I like 1, 2 better because they're positive numbers. So I'm going to use my slope and my coordinate in y equals mx plus b. So I have y equals mx plus b. That's my general equation for a linear equation. I have the y is 2, so I'm going to replace y with 2. The m with negative 3. This is m times x, so it's negative 3. X value is 1 plus b. So because I replaced all the variables except for b, that means I can solve for b. So on the left side I get 2. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Getting the b by itself, that means I got to move this negative 3, and I'm going to cross the equal sign, so I do the opposite side, opposite sign. 2 plus 3 is 5, and the b is going to equal 5. So this was to find the y-intercept. That's what we just did. And I'm actually going to say that we only have one more step. Step 3 is to write the equation. So it's super simple. The equation is we use our y-intercept and our slope in y equals mx plus b. So I have y equals mx plus b. We do not replace the x and y with numbers at this point. We bring them back to y. Replace the m with negative 3, x, and then plus 5. Our y-intercept is 5. There's our equation that represents that that goes through those 2 points. So now I'll do it graphically, and this only works when you have integer y-intercepts, meaning the positive and negative whole numbers. So plot the point first. So plot the points. So you can always try this. It's not a guarantee of the work, but you can always try it. So 3 to the right, down 4, 1 to the right, up 2. So our equation, or our graph, our linear graph looks something like this. So after we plot the points, now we got to go through the same steps as up here. Now we go find the slope. The slope can be used with rise over run. So I'm going to go down. I always start with the left point, which pointed to the left. So I start with the left point. I'm going to go down. How many did I go down? Down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So down that's the rise, which is down, in this case, -6. And to the right, 1, 2. -6 divided by 2 is -3. So our slope is -3. Cool. So that means from my graph, I now need to find the y-intercept. So we're going to use the slope to find the y-intercept. Okay, so from my slope, from a point, I need to use the slope. So I can go down 3 and write 1, and down 3 and write 1, but now I'm off the graph. And I'm not getting closer to the y-intercept. So instead of down 3, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, and left 1. Up 1, 2, 3, and left 1. So do the opposite directions. Up 1, 2, 3, and left 1. And now I just hit the y-intercept. The y-intercept is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the y-intercept is at 5. So I use the slope, and I'm actually going to cut out that step, and then we're going to write the equation. So y equals the slope, -3, x, plus 5. Okay. So you can try either way. I'm going to go through another step here. I'm going to show this one algebraically. It's the way I like it because it works every time. So I have x, y, first coordinate, second coordinate. I need to find the slope first. So slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Minus a negative, and on top is a plus, so that's 9. -3 minus 0 is -3. 9 divided by -3 is -3. So our slope is -3. So now to find the y-intercept, we need to choose a coordinate. I'm just going to choose, I don't know, I like the first one better. So my slope in the equation is -3, so I'm going to replace the m with -3. I'm going to replace the x with 0, and I'm going to replace the y with -4. So the left side is -4. -3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus b is b. So b is going to equal -4, which we actually could see right up here. Anytime the x equals 0, that is your y-intercept. So right in the equation, you go back to y equals the slope times x plus -4, or just subtract 4. That's it. If we're going to do this by graph, I got 0, -4, which you could see that is a y-intercept, and -3, 5. And then we'd find our rise over run from this. So I'm going to go start with the left point. So I'm going to start on top one. 1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9. As you see. And then to the right, 1, 2, 3. So my slope equals -9 over 3, which reduces down to -3. And I'm going to use slope to find the y-intercept. Well, I already did. I already got the y-intercept. Never mind. The y-intercept is -1, -2, -3, -4. So that would give you your equation. Number 2, so I'm going to write the equation line going through the following 2 points. So find your slope. So x, y, first coordinate, second coordinate. So I have the slope is -4 minus 0, -2 minus -3. The numerator simplifies to -4. The denominator will simplify to 1, which is -4. Now I'm going to choose a coordinate. I'm going to choose a first coordinate because I like 0. And y equals mx plus b. The m is -4. The y is 0. So 0 equals -4. The x is -3. -4 times -3 plus b. -4 times -3 is a positive 12. And to get b by itself, I got to subtract 12. And there's my y-intercept. So I have the equation y equals -4 times x minus or plus a -12, which is -12. Now on the graph, if we were to graph these, we got -3, 0, -2, -4. Do your rise over run, so down 1, 2, 3, 4. And to the right 1, so that's going to be, slope is -4. I'm going to continue that pattern, down 1, 2, 3, 4, and right 1. And I have to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and right 1. I'm off the graph. If you can count, you can get it at -12, but that is, so it's -9, 10, -11, -12. So you can get it that way, just a little tougher. So you try these, and I will have the answers for you when I come back. So try.